The Patriots, to no surprise, the only team with no coach or executive speaking at the Scouting Combine. Bill Belichick typically doesn't. He made a surprise appearance in 2014. That was noted yesterday by Mike Reese of ESPN.com. But all the rest of the teams will have a coach or an executive available to speak to reporters. And there's a little risk there because it's not the usual group of folks who cover you all the time and will only go so far with the questions they ask. It could be anybody who's credentialed to attend the Scouting Combine. So, And we're also going to be doing interviews there, too, and we've got some already on the list. So who are the people we want to hear from most at the Scouting Combine? That's today's draft. Chris, you're up first.
Well, I mean, can I pick Belichick? Because that's the one I want to hear from
Yes.
the most. I mean, yes. Okay, so I'm going to take him. I mean, how could I not want to hear from Bill Belichick, first off? I mean, New England, first off, you'd like to hear some stuff about their team, just where they're going. But, I mean, more importantly, what I want to hear from Bill Belichick is – I'd love to see him answer some of the questions about, the text gate. Brian Flores, Brian Daboll, did you just wake up from a nap and you just couldn't quite see the screen right? How did you text Flores and think it was Daboll? How did that all go down? I mean, just from that aspect alone, that's who I want to hear from. And honestly, I think it's a lot of BS that nobody from the Patriots talks at this. I do. Again, I don't know how the NFL doesn't mandate that. I don't understand that either. I don't. Again, it's the team that's about doing everything right and being accountable and doing all that. Well, the rest of the league is talking. Talk at the damn thing. It annoys me about the Patriots.
Well, the other side of it, though, is if he was available to speak,
I know he's not going to say
anything about the stuff we wanted to talk about anyway. He would just grumble his way through it.
Yep.
And that's a reminder at some point he's going to get an invitation to testify in the Flores lawsuit, and he's not going to be able to say, that's already been addressed. That's already been addressed. We're on to Cincinnati.
Yep.
That's not going to happen when a lawyer is asking you aggressive questions about what you said to whom and when and who you texted and how you knew and who you know with the Giants and all the other issues that relate to Belichick's involvement in Brian Daboll being hired by the Giants and Belichick accidentally congratulating Brian Flores. That's something you can't
It's amazing.
Make that up.
You really can't.
You can't. If somebody would make that up, you'd say you're drunk or you're high or you got poison ivy in your brain.
Seriously.
All right. I want to hear from your guy Kyle. I want to hear from Kyle.
I hear you.
I want to know who his quarterback's going to be. Because, I said a couple of weeks ago, it really wouldn't shock me if they keep Jimmy Garoppolo. They kind of set that up last year as a possibility. I know Shefty said it last week and everyone lost their minds. We've been saying it. Keeping Garoppolo is an option if Trey Lance isn't ready. Finding somebody else as a short-term bridge is an option, whether it's Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, although they don't have the assets to trade for Aaron Rodgers after what they gave up to get to Lance. But I want to hear from Shanahan about what he's thinking a month removed from the end of the season. Is it Lance? Is it Garoppolo? What are you going to do, and when are you going to do it? And again, he may not say much, but I'd want to be able to scrutinize his demeanor. Is he doing this? Is he giving the answer? Was he giving us any tells, anything to let us know he may not be telling the truth? So I want to hear from him.
I'm with you there. That would have been my next pick for sure. Definitely. There's a lot of interesting things going on there. They've had the John Lynch Amazon thing. They've lost a number of assistant coaches. Shanahan's, he's had to refill out his staff to a degree. And then, yes, you're right. The quarterback issue is big time. You got contract situations with Nick Bosa and Deebo Samuel that are on the horizon. Yeah, they have a lot of things going on there. And, yeah, Garoppolo, I saw that, Schefter reported that as well. Sure, great. The 49ers are going to act like they like Garoppolo and say all the right things going on. They want higher picks when they trade Jimmy Garoppolo. That's just going to be interesting, too, yeah. How committed are they? I'm with you. I'd want to see that, too. I'd want to see his butt on the grill. All right, there. And I wish I could ask some of the questions, too, to put him there. All right, my next one, I think I'm going to go to Chris Ballard because I find that to be just an intriguing situation. Colts, very close. I think we both look at them and go, damn, they're a player. They're a difference maker, I think, on both sides of the ball away from being a Super Bowl team. And then we got this quarterback issue. And what the hell is going to go on there? And by all accounts, again, it doesn't sound like Wentz is going to be the quarterback in Indianapolis this year. So that's where I'd love to hear some of those questions and have Ballard answer it because the play on the field.
Because he'll be candid.
Right, he will be, exactly. And the play on the field, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So that's where I want to hear it too, is just because there's got to be more there that they're disappointed with in Carson Wentz. 27-7, decent year, all those wasn't the worst. There's got to be more to it, too, to that situation.
All right, we'll continue our draft of the people we want to hear from at the Scouting Combine. I'm going with Mike Tomlin next because he hired Brian Flores recently. And Tomlin, one of the few black coaches in the NFL, I want to hear his thoughts on the claims that Brian Flores has made. And I think Tomlin will have no qualms about speaking his mind about the situation and about how it needs to be resolved going forward. So for those two reasons, and also who is their quarterback going to be?
Yeah.
I mean, from a football standpoint, it can't be Mason Rudolph. Steelers fans, it can't be. So I definitely want to hear from Tomlin.
I hear you there. I'm down to like my last pick. I think of McVay and Bruce Arians. I'm going to go with Bruce Arians. I mean, because of what we talked about today. I'd love to hear what he's got to say about, Brady to the Dolphins, all those rumors. And, hey, just the way the year ended in there in Tampa. And what are they going to do at quarterback? I mean, quarterbacks are going to want to go to Tampa Bay. I mean, they're a Super Bowl team. They're best team in football, period.
Last one for me as we wind up the show. I want to hear from Vikings GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah.
Oh, there he is.
Question. Why didn't you hire Jim Harbaugh?
Because he doesn't like jerks. That's why he didn't do it. I already got the answer for him. He likes people that are easy to work with and are not jerks.
Hey, Chris, tell your dad I said hi.
I will. Speaking, I work with a jerk. I know.
Or the poison oak. Or the poison sumac. See ya.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.